Okay, so today we're going to be continuing 7.5 trig equations, and our problem is to solve this equation for x on the values of 0 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 2 pi. So all around your circle, any value from here to here. So right off the bat, we can recognize something. In a problem that has mostly cosines and 1 sine squared x, it should stand out to you that you can use this identity over here. Sine squared x equals 1 minus cosine squared x. This will help you to factor and solve later on in the problem. So let's go ahead and replace that. So we're going to have cosine squared x minus cosine x plus 1 equals 1 minus cosine squared x. Okay, now that we have this just immediately, we're going to go ahead and do our first step, which is solving for 0. So when we solve for 0, we're going to bring all of this to the other side. And you're going to end up with 2 cosine squared x, because this is going to get added. You'll have 2 of them, minus cosine x plus 1 equals 1, plus 1 equals 1, and you're just going to go ahead and eliminate that, and therefore you are left with 0. Now, we just have to factor and then solve. So when we factor, we're going to take out a cosine. We have two cosines here because it's cosine squared, and we have 1 here. So we're going to take out just 1, and we're going to be left with 2 cosine x minus 1 in parentheses, basic factoring skills. Now, we're going to set each of these parts equal to 0, because remember, we can break up the 2 parts of the equation. So when I break it up over here, it's going to look like cosine x equals 0, that's this part right here, and 2 cosine x minus 1 equals 0, which is this part right here. So now, when we go back and solve, when does cosine x equal 0? When x equals pi over 2, which is 90 degrees, or 3 pi over 2, which is 270 degrees. That is here and here on your circle. Okay? So now that we have this part solved, we're going to solve for this one. So 2 cosine x minus 1 equals 0. We're going to bring the 1 to the other side and divide by 2. So we're left with cosine x equals 1/2. Now, where does cosine x equals 1/2? When x equals pi over 3, or 5 pi over 3. Which, if you remember, looking at our triangle, this is pi over 3. That is equivalent to 60 degrees. So that's 60 degrees. And then 5 pi over 3 is 5 times 60. And that's which would be 300 degrees. Okay, so that's it.